How to live with honor. The sacred path of the noble heart. In the silent chambers of the soul, where time dissolves and eternity whispers, there exists a forgotten word, honor. It is not a sound the world often speaks anymore. It echoes not in applause or status, but in the quiet courage of one who stands alone, rooted in something ancient, sacred, and unwavering. Honor is not just a virtue, it is a vibration, a frequency that resonates in the deepest part of your being, where the soul remembers the covenant it made before birth. To walk this earth with dignity, with clarity, with love that does not falter. It is not merely a principle, but a presence, an unseen light that surrounds the heart like a sacred flame, warming, guiding, and protecting it through the harshest winds of life. It is a presence that walks beside you in every choice, asking not, "What will the world think?" but, "What would love do?" It is the golden thread woven through the soul of one who remembers who they are, not who they pretend to be, not who they were told to become, but who they were before the noise, before the wounds, before the world dimmed their light. Honor is the compass of the awakened soul, a steady hum beneath the chaos, calling you back to yourself again and again. Honor is not given, it is remembered. It sleeps within each of us, waiting. It awakens the moment we choose truth over convenience, authenticity over image, soul over survival. To remember honor is to return to your original vibration, the song your soul sang before the world taught you fear. It is to recall that your existence is sacred, and that your presence can bless or break, heal or harm. And from that memory, you begin to walk with care, with awareness, with reverence for all of life. It is the soul's natural posture when it stands tall in truth. Not truth as an idea, but truth as a living force, felt in the bones, known in the heart, carried in every breath. Truth that does not shift with opinion, but stands like a mountain, weathered yet unmovable. To live with honor is to walk in alignment with the divine heartbeat pulsing through all of life. It is to feel that every step you take, every word you speak, every gaze you offer, is a ripple in the great ocean of being. It is to walk as though the ground is holy, because it is. To speak as though every soul is sacred, because they are. To love as though eternity is watching, because it is. And when you walk in such a way, you become the prayer, the altar, and the flame. When you honor someone, you do more than respect them, you awaken them. You become a mirror of their divinity, reflecting not just who they are now, but who they were always meant to be. Your gaze becomes an anointing, your words a blessing, your presence a sacred invitation. Come forth, rise into your light. I remember you. You bring their sacred essence into form, not by shaping them with your will, but by seeing them with the eyes of love. In your honoring, they are no longer just a body, a name, or a role. They become known as soul, as flame, as purpose in motion. They begin to remember their own depth, as if your reverence cracked open the shell of forgetting. You say with your presence, I see you, I recognize the light within you, and I call it forth. And in that moment, you become a priest or priestess of remembrance, one who restores dignity to the hidden parts, one who co-creates sacred space where another's soul can safely bloom. You do not need to say much. Your presence speaks the language of truth. To honor another is to hold them in your heart's holy fire, not for who they appear to be in this fleeting hour, but for who they are becoming, the luminous being rising from the ashes of doubt and pain. You become a guardian of their unfolding, a witness to their becoming, a midwife to their rebirth. In honoring them, you call their soul forward to take its rightful place in the world. You say, through the silent language of the Spirit, you belong, you matter, you are needed. And through this wordless prayer, they remember that they are not forgotten by life, not overlooked by love. They begin to stand taller, speak clearer, love deeper. But honor is not only for others, it begins within. To truly honor another, you must first learn to bow before your own sacredness. To honor yourself is to treat your own being as sacred ground, to walk upon the inner soil with bare feet and reverent breath, to build a temple within your chest where you meet yourself each day in quiet awe. It is to no longer betray your intuition, even when it whispers what your ego does not want to hear. It is to stop abandoning your truth for the comfort of approval or the illusion of belonging. To no longer bow to fear or falsehood. To let the old masks fall, the ones that kept you small, silent, separate. To rise as you were always meant to rise, untamed, holy, and whole. To walk through the fire of your own transformation and say, with trembling but unwavering voice, I will not abandon myself again. Because your soul has waited lifetimes for this very moment, the moment you choose your light over your comfort, your truth over your history, your essence over your image. To honor yourself is to become a sanctuary for the sacred within. And from that sanctuary, you begin to honor the world, not as it is, but as it could be, through the eyes of love. Like the knights of old, those bearers of light who rode not just for conquest but for truth. The honorable soul lives not for comfort, but for the greater cause. This path is not easy, but it is holy. The one who walks with honor becomes a sanctuary for others. Their words carry weight not because they are loud, but because they are true. Their presence brings peace not because they control, but because they embody gentleness and power in equal measure. The noble heart does not shout its greatness. It kneels quietly before love. It listens before it speaks. It protects what is sacred without question, even at a cost. An honorable man protects the feminine not by dominating, but by standing as her unshakable pillar so that she may soften, unfold, and radiate the vastness of her soul. For true strength is not in resistance, but in reverent surrender. The feminine, in all her wisdom and grace, teaches that softness is not weakness, it is power in its most enduring form. And the honorable man, woman, or soul, whoever they may be, bows to this truth, and in doing so, awakens their own divinity. Honor is the invisible crown worn by the soul in alignment. It cannot be stolen, borrowed, or bought. It can only be lived. To live with honor is to keep your word even when it costs you, to speak truth even when silence is safer, to protect what is sacred even when it's inconvenient, to never betray your heart, no matter who commands you to carry the weight of your choices with grace, never blaming others for your burdens, to love without manipulation, without games, without fear, to walk away when your presence harms more than it heals, to stay when staying means sacrifice, to never claim glory that is not yours, to give without expectation, love without condition, and serve without seeking reward. The honorable soul is not perfect, but they are true, and in their truth, they become a mirror in which others can remember the light they have forgotten. So if you feel lost in a world that praises masks more than integrity, return to your soul. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, "May I live in truth. May I walk with honor. May my life be a blessing to all." Because when you live with honor, you become a temple in motion. You become a prayer walking. You become the living flame of divine remembrance.